Hello, everyone. My name is Al Smith, and I'm the founder and director of Bishop Sheen Today. I want to thank you for joining me for this series of Christmas inspirations, and it has been a beautiful Christmas journey together, I must say. Each day, we've been sharing one or two of these timely reflections as Bishop Sheen wants us to meditate on the great love story that God so loved the world that he came and took on human flesh and dwelt among us. And then he laid down his life for his friends once again as he died on Calvary's cross. So today's reflection ties in beautifully as he has asked us to meditate on the cradle and the cross. Bishop Sheen writes and shares from Luke's Gospel. She gave birth to her first child, a son, and as there was no place for them inside the inn, she wrapped him up and laid him in a manger. And when they came to the place called the skull, they crucified him with the criminals. It is easier to understand the love of the cross than the love of the cradle, the love that manifests itself in giving up life for another than the love which humbles itself in infancy, that men might never boast of their greatness. He accepted the manger because there was no room in the inn. He accepted the cross because man said, "We will not have this man reign over us." Disowned upon entering his own creation, he is rejected upon leaving it. He was laid in a stranger's stable at the beginning of life and a stranger's grave at the end. At his crib in Bethlehem, he was flanked by an ox and an ass, and on the cross of Calvary by two thieves. Swaddling clothes bound him in his birthplace, and swaddling clothes wrapped him in his tomb. His life was lived not just from Bethlehem to Calvary, rather, it began with Calvary. The cross was there at the beginning. It cast its shadow backward to his birth. We ordinary mortals go from the known to the unknown, submitting ourselves to forces beyond our control. That is why the life of so many of us is a tragedy. But he went from the known to the known, from the reason for his coming, namely to be Jesus or Savior, to the fulfillment of his coming, namely the death on the cross. Hence, there was no tragedy in his life, for tragedy implies the unforeseeable, the uncontrollable, the fatalistic. Modern life is tragic when there is spiritual darkness and unredeemable guilt. For the Christ child, there were no uncontrollable forces, no submissions to fatalistic change from which there could be no escape. But there was a inscape. The microcosmic manger summarized the microcosmic cross on Calvary. For all the people who know themselves to be stables, inhabited by inner beast, and who give him welcome, there is a joy that makes them shout in their hearts, "Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas." I love how Fulton Sheen ties in so beautifully the cross and the crib, and it makes me think of his writings on the seven last words. It's the Christmas season, and we're always looking for good gifts to give to our friends. And this book, simply entitled The Cries of Jesus from the Cross, is a collection of Fulton Sheen's writings on the seven last words. It's actually seven of his books in one, and so it's a beautiful treasury of his writings. I had the privilege of editing this book and compiling its contents, and I originally titled the book The Cross and the Crib, for I knew that Calvary was Bethlehem. It's where we became children of Mary, and our good Lord gave us his mother. And so you can see how Fulton Sheen so beautifully tied in the cross and the crib in his meditation today. And so, my good friends, I'd ask you to come back again tomorrow as we continue to share these Christmas inspirations. And until that time, may the Lord continue to bless you and keep you. May the Lord let his face shine upon you and be gracious to you. And may the Lord look upon you kindly and bring you peace. God love you.